everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my new Mercedes-Benz SLK 350. So if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I really hope you enjoy it. And if you like this kind of content with my own cars, this cute little SLK 350 from 2008, a Maserati Gran Turismo from 2013, and a little MG Midget from 1970. It'd be great to have you as a subscriber. So just by way of background, the SLK first came out in about 1996, I think, with the first generation, which was called the R170. And then in 2004, this particular variant came out, the R171. It was given a facelift in 2008, and this is the facelift version. And Mercedes were very proud to say that the facelift version had something like 650 new updates on the previous car. It's almost like it's a completely brand new car, lots of changes. And then in 2012, I think it was replaced by the R172 SLK. So those of you who saw my video last week, link up here, will know that I picked up this 2008 SLK 350 last weekend, and I have to say I'm absolutely loving it. It's such fun to drive, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've only had it a week and it's fantastic. But there are some things that need doing to it, and in this video we're just going to go through some of the issues with the car, some of the things I think might need to be done. We'll have a look at the scan tool and see what comes out on that, and give you a chance to just have another look around it and learn a little bit more about this fantastic little car. So mechanically, the car is actually pretty solid. It's got a really good service history going back right till when it was new. It's either been with Mercedes garages or with specialist independents. So I'm pretty confident mechanically. It drives superbly. There's no knocks, no bumps from the suspension. The steering is really tight. The engine sounds great, feels great. So I've got fingers crossed that mechanically it is pretty good. It's had fairly recent brake pads, and it has also had a transmission service quite recently, but I will be taking it into CAM to get a service done. Anything urgent I will get done, but anything that's non-urgent I'm going to leave. As I said in my last video, I'm keen to just enjoy this without kind of spending a fortune getting it perfect. That said, let's have a wander around the outside to start with, and I can show you all the things that I think I'd like to eventually look at doing to really bring this car up to 100% condition. So the first thing that some commenters noticed in the last video, which I was completely oblivious to, I was so concentrating on the small stuff that I missed the big stuff, is that the front bumper is actually a different color to the rest of the car, which is something I didn't even notice, but it is a different shade of silver. That said, it's not a big problem because I am going to get it repainted. There's quite a lot of stone chips on here. It's scraped under here as well, which is not very nice. So that will get repainted at some point anyway, just to tidy that up. Coming around the side, all of these wheels are quite badly scraped. So I'm going to get these all refurbished. There's nothing worse than scraped wheels in my mind. It needs cleaning up. Those calipers have got the Mercedes-Benz logo on them, but it's pretty filthy, so you can't see it. Coming down this side of the car, everything's pretty good. There's just a few little marks here which would probably come out. Oh, that one's actually come off just with rubbing, so it needs a proper detail just to be clear about what is damage and what is just dirt and muck. Again, wheel needs redoing. It's very clean generally. Couple of little scuffs on the back bumper there. I will probably get that rear bumper repainted as well at the same time sometime. One of the things I did mention in the last video was this little spot of rust just down here. It looks like the stone has hit that and just chipped the paint, and it's just started to get some surface rust on there. Again, not urgent, not desperate, just something that would be nice to do at some point. A little bit of polishing up on those chrome exhaust tips would work wonders. Yeah, it's just muck really. Needs a bit of a clean. These center caps are a bit ratty, and the lug nuts are horribly rusty, so I'll probably replace all those at some point. I have already polished out these headlights pretty well. You could probably get a little bit better finish. There's just a few little spots which are still a bit cloudy, but certainly way better than it was. The other things that need doing are that this strip along here, I think, was originally black, and it looks like the paint has been chipped off that just to make it look better because it was flaking. So I'll get that bit done in black again, and I'll put the roof up in a minute and I'll show you some of the other things that need doing. This car actually has an aftermarket module that allows you to press the lock button 3 times and it will put the roof up without having to have the engine started or even the ignition on. So this is really helpful. This is an aftermarket module. You can see that origami roof, which is really impressive. They actually changed the design of this roof from the first generation. In the previous generation, this piece here was actually all one piece, and it folded down into the boot. But here you can see that this section actually pivots. That gives more space in the boot, which is great. And so while we've got the roof open, one of the things that I can show you here is this discoloration on this section. Apparently it's very common with this model of SLK, so I'm just going to get those redone when I get the roof done here. This is that little rust spot. It's really tiny, as you can see by my fingernail there, just really tiny. But those panels here look a bit sun damaged, and so those are going to be refinished at some point. This car actually bizarrely has one of the really rare options of a roof rack. So you can pop out these clips here and you put a couple of bars across the side here. I've actually got the roof rack. It came with the car. I'll show you that in another video, but you can actually put 2 bars go one either side, and then you can put some parallel load carrying bars on the top and put a box on the top or a bike rack. I've actually got a bike rack with it, which is kind of bizarre to put a bike rack on an SLK, but there we go. In an emergency, it could be quite useful. Just having a quick look under the bonnet. Everything looks pretty clean. There don't seem to be any obvious oil leaks that I can see. The previous owner did some of his own oil changes and servicing work himself, which is all very good. And he gave me receipts for all those parts, which is fine. The engine bay, as I say, it's not pristine, but it looks clean enough. I'm hoping there's nothing major that needs to be done mechanically. But we shall see in due course whether that is the case. So let's take a look inside. Again, it's generally really good. You can see the kick plates are nice and clean, a few little scratches, but that's to be expected. The door cards are all really nice and clean. The seats, there's a little bit of wear on this bolster here. You know, that's to be expected after nearly 120,000 kilometers, but you know, that can easily be touched up. You know, a little bit of black polish on there will get rid of that. And a little bit of stitching just needs to be redone there. but again, not urgent. Steering wheel's just got a few little chips out of it here, which is a little bit disappointing, but we can have that recovered at some point in the future. Otherwise, the steering wheel's in really good condition. This is one of the features of the new facelift. It gets these new buttons rather than the older individual silver buttons that the steering wheel had. Couple of issues on the center console here. You can see there was a thing there for a hands-free device. I'm nervous to try and take that off because it might take the surface off. You can see there's actually quite a bit of damage on the surface around here. This is this kind of soft touch material that just deteriorates in the sun, and so might be able to replace that. The next thing to look at is the head unit. Obviously, this is actually quite a good head unit. It's the version 2.5, so it does have the music interface in the glove box, which is really helpful because you can do Bluetooth music streaming. But you can see it looks tatty. You know, the covering has come off some of these buttons. It just looks a bit worn. And so one of the things I might do is either swap that out for an aftermarket Android unit which matches the style, or maybe get a reconditioned one of these or get the buttons refinished. But again, nothing urgent. Apart from that, the center console's in really nice condition with no real issues to be concerned about. Dashboard is in good condition as well. The other door card is in good shape. Seats are generally very clean. It's got the air scarf, which is essential for this car now, and it's also got the glass draft excluder, as that was an option as well. So yeah, that's in good nick as well. So as I said, we're just going to have a look at the codes now, just to let you know that I have actually cleared all the codes once. And so there were some codes stored, and I decided to read them all out and then clear them. And now I've driven it for a bit and we'll see what's left. So I haven't done this before, so we're seeing this both for the same time. That is pretty good. Nothing major in any of the mechanical systems, just a passenger seat and a speaker disconnected. I think I did pretty well there. Fantastic. So thanks very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video on the SLK and a few things that we need to do. I hope you'll agree that it's a fantastic looking car. It's got that baby McLaren SLR kind of look to the front, which I really love, and it's so tiny, it's so practical. Yeah, it's so much easier to drive around the city than that big CL500. So once again, thanks very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to smash that like. It'd be great to have you as a subscriber, and hit that notification bell. You can follow me on Instagram down here. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.